Gotta get better intro music. It's not the greatest. It could be better. It could be worse. What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas Eve, and to some of you, Merry Christmas Eve. We're 10 minutes to 11 here on the West Coast. Thank you for being here. Wow. That's interesting. I hope that everybody has had a great day. I'll say hi. Here we go. 77MCL. Good to see you. Plant Love. Gwen. Ellie. In Stitches. Rosie May and Glitter. What's up? How you guys doing? What does that say? If we recommend your stream. I don't know how to change that, so I'm not going to. I'm not going to change it. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. This is the audio. This is the audio interface that I am using at the moment because I want to desperately go to StreamYards permanently or Streamlabs permanently. And while we're working on the bitrate latency, I don't know what that means, but while we're working on it, it's going to be nice to have this. So I'm testing this out right now. Like I'm here. I'm back here. You could see me still. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. All right. So don't think that I'm not here because I'm here. I am live. You can see. But welcome in. Merry Christmas. Man, it gets here fast. I always look forward to Christmas. I like the lights and sort of the weather because it doesn't snow here, but I don't. I hate how fast it comes and goes. You know what I mean? Mimi, there she is. Mimi, good to see you. Good to see you. What do you guys think of this interface? You tell me. Is it suitable? Is it not suitable? Yeah. I like it. I like it, but that's just me. Nobody cares what I think. Let's see. Gwen gifting 1 Lab After Dark membership. Thank you so much. This is very kind. And Ellie landed it. Is it good? It's all right. Is it calm? Is it quiet? Does it feel after darkish? Does it feel nighttime? Is it nighttime-ish? I like that. It's calm. It's cool. It's collected. It's a lab. It's after dark. It's darkish. It's dark-ish. Darkish. Melissa likes it, but is it kind of bright? Kind of bright? Turn down it is. All right, I'll darken it up. What do you want me to do? The current buy rate. See, I don't even know what a buy rate is. It's all right. Yeah. I mean, come on. It's all right. I worked kind of hard. See, I'm right here, but I worked hard on it. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong one. I'm all over the place. I worked kind of hard on it. I don't know. I say hard on it. It took like 30 minutes, but seems like a lot. I'd rather see your face and not flashing red. Well, do you know what my face looks like? Look, you want me to put a picture of I could put a picture of myself up. I could throw up a picture of myself and be like, okay, there you go. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. You know what I look like. Joshy cams up. I've cammed up twice already. I'm testing something out. Hang with me here, folks. All right. Please. Please. I'm just kidding. You guys are very great. I remember, oh man, I was probably 7, maybe 8 years old. I remember this. It was Christmas Eve. And we were waking up the next morning as kids do. And I had asked for a video game called Lego Island. And Lego Island was this computer game. It was horrendous. I don't know why, but that's what I wanted. Lego Island. I was very excited to get Lego Island, but obviously I didn't know if I was getting it or not. And the suspense was killing me. And so I was gonna peek. I had made the decision in my mind. I was like, I'm going to peek and I'm going to wrap it. And single mom, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Well, don't get butthurt because I didn't see you. Say hello. I'm not butthurt. I don't think. Maybe I am. I don't know. But good to see you. Linda, LC, Gwen. So I had made a decision that I was going to peek, and I was. So my plan was to just open the corner of the package. Now, my grandmother's wrapping was good. Mine wasn't great. Mine's still not great. I don't like wrapping presents. I don't like ribbons. I just, I'm a stick it in a bag kind of guy. But I don't like ribbons and, wrapping. But I'm not good at them. I'm not. I'm just not good at it. And I was going to peek. I was like overthrown by this temptation. So everybody goes to sleep. I didn't believe in, well, I don't know if any kids are listening that believe in Santa. I don't want to ruin it for you. Sooner or later, you're going to find out. But I did not believe the story of nobody told me not to believe it. And so I get up and our Dalmatian we had a Dalmatian at the time. This Dalmatian was deaf. So he was spooked very easily. He relied on vibrations. Typically people in the middle of the night weren't moving around. He heard me get up and then, so he was rustling around. So I had to hide under the table. I hid because I thought that my grandparents were going to get up, come looking. And they didn't. They never did. So I army crawl my way over to the tree. And I see a package with my name on it that could quite possibly be what I'm looking for. And I'm trying to talk myself out of it. Did I, Elise? I called you Elsie. I would be mad about that if I were you. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. Dyslexic. I don't know if I am. I'm sorry, but anyway. Elise. Got it. Elsie is not. I wouldn't like Elsie either. No, so I get it. And then she come back and go, no, that's really my name. And then I'm like, oh, sorry. I can't win for losing here. I make my way over to the presents. I find one that is in the shape of Lego Island, the computer game. And I start to open it. Just the corner. Just the corner. And all I'm trying to do is, pop the tape a little, just open and look. Well, I don't know where my grandmother learned to wrap presents, but it's probably somewhere around the North Pole. If she wasn't an actual elf herself. I mean, the thing was signed, sealed, delivered, We're talking Stevie Wonder. Okay. Thing is absolutely friggin' welded shut. It's welded shut. And me, being the complete idiot that I am, and so I try to pop it open anyway, and I ripped it. I ripped the side. I ripped the side of the damn wrapping. And I about crapped my pants. Because now I'm going to have to rewrap this present. I'm going to have to rewrap it. And I think that they're probably going to notice that I am going to rewrap this thing. But then I go, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll just I think that I can salvage this. I can't. I couldn't. I didn't. And what ends up happening from there is I find out that we have no more of that wrapping paper. None. It's gone. It doesn't exist in this house anymore, and I'm like 7 or 8 years old. So I'm not popping down to the local CVS and grabbing it. It was the game. Yes, it was what I was looking for. But we are all out of that. And we don't have... So I go, well, maybe I can just rewrap it. What I'll do is I will rewrap it with something else. Nobody will be none the wiser. Everything is, whatever. They won't know because the presents are wrapped in different color wrapping papers. So I still have some hope. Never mind the fact that I can't rap worth a shiz at all. I mean, and to this day, like I said, I can't. I can wrap a burrito. Ha, ha, ha. I know, I get it. Fat Mexican guy. Bring you. But I'm good at it. I can fold a blanket. I can swaddle a baby. I can do hospital corners for beds. Worked in a rehab center as a young lad, and that was something we did a lot of. But I can't rap. I cannot rap, and I wish that I could. At this moment in time, I'm dead. So there's a really good size piece missing on the package. It's ridiculous. It's a huge chunk. And I rewrapped it. Well, I patched it with a different kind of wrapping paper. It was not smooth. It didn't match. And it was probably pretty obvious that this thing had been tampered with. And so you have this like white wrapping paper and then this blue patch that looks like it's been chewed on. And I put it back under. I put it back under the tree in the very, very back. In the very, very back. Like the backest of the back, okay? And I was just like, dude. What is, maybe they won't notice. Maybe they won't notice. And I will get off scot-free. They noticed. I didn't get off scot-free. I think I remember playing the game, so I'm sure I got to keep it, but I don't think I got to play it on Christmas. Or something like that. I was caught red-handed. It's the stupidest thing ever. I mean, it was so noticeable. So I was like humiliated from that, and I don't think I got in trouble, but no, I didn't get a whipping. I don't think. Probably should have, but I didn't. I think they thought it was funny. I remember bringing it up years later we were at a restaurant and they kind of smirked about it. But no, I didn't get in too much trouble for it, but it was ridiculous. Like it was one of the dumbest things that I'd ever done, especially when I was a kid. And but my sister gave me so much crap about that. So much crap. And it was embarrassing. And I got my game. And I had a story. And it was just the fact that I thought that I could even pull this off. When I saw the tape sealed, like, I don't know, like when Dexter, wraps up his victims, that's what the package looked like. It was wrapped that tight. It was tight, twait like a twagger. That's how tight it was. It was wrapped tight. And I was like, okay, but I can do this. No, I don't think so. No, they never did anything like that. Only me. I'm the only one dumb enough. Because if the person that you're trying if you're trying to get away with it, then you would think, well, okay, I can get away with this because this person's not a good like they don't wrap presents well. My grandma she didn't just wrap presents well. She wrapped them probably better than Mrs. Claus. You understand. I'm not kidding. She was good at wrapping stuff. Flawless. Seamless. She lived for it. She loved it. She thrived on it. And then dummy me was like, oh, okay, well, here we go. I'm going to be able to handle this. And I couldn't. And I felt really guilty about doing that until I was able to play the game, and then I forgot all about it. But it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. Well, so the thing about I don't know if he wasn't so fancy. He wasn't elderly. Our Dalmatian was not elderly. He was just deaf. That's how he was born. And he didn't like chew stuff like that up. So I couldn't have blamed him if I wanted to. I would have had to blame something I don't know. A raccoon snuck in and he chewed the corner of, and I was just trying to help because I know that's the game that I wanted. And I wanted you guys to still, I didn't go down that road, but I didn't go down that road. Okay. I was already up Shiznik Creek without a pizzadle. That's true. And so that happened, and then I only tried that one time when I was a little boy, and it was terrible. But the fact that I thought that I could pull that off just showed how psychotic I really was. There was absolutely no chance that I was going to pull that off. And somehow I think going into it, it was kind of a kamikaze mission. I think deep down I knew you're probably not going to get away with this. But on the off chance that you might, I don't know what I thought. I mean, it's just a little dummy, little Joshy, just looking for Lego Island. The game was cool. It was cool for some reason. And then I look back on it and I go, I mean, that was a terrible game. It was just, but I loved it. We played it on this really crappy, well, it was actually at the time, it was really nice Macintosh computer. Maybe it was a Microsoft. I can't remember, that my grandpa had bought so he could read news articles about Dale Earnhardt. I'm not kidding. Like that was the main, and school, for schoolwork too. That's what he said. But it was Dale Earnhardt. He was a Dale Earnhardt guy. And I don't know why. He just was. He liked it. He liked Dale Earnhardt. I wanted that Lego Island so bad. Why did it say? Hold on here. I don't know why that did that. Merry Christmas, Brandy. She says, Josh, my sister told on me after I was playing my guitar from Santa, and Christmas morning I tried to play it off. They told on me. Did you have to give it back? Is that what happened? It's terrible. Terrible. Why'd she rat you out? It was Christmas, for God's sakes. It's Christmas. Stockings were fun. Yeah, they were fun. I liked them. I mean, they're fun to open. Stockings were fun. They do. We had a computer Lego game too. Did you? No ratting on Christmas. I don't know. I mean, I just, you would think that that's not nice. But who cares about that? To be honest, it's nobody cares. Nobody cares, Josh. Nobody cares. So I don't know if you guys saw, maybe some of you did, but somebody had a meltdown on another channel last night. A disgusting meltdown of epic biblical proportions, if I do say so myself. And I wanted to kind of give a little reaction there because I was outspoken about it, and some people would consider it drama, and I understand if you feel that way. However, it was something that I did sort of feel compelled to defend. And so I did. And, as soon as you call anybody out for behavior that is found less than, loquacious or whatever, and, whoever it is they'll come back at you and they'll, say things to you, and all that's expected, and none of that is surprising, and none of it's bothering, and so that happened, and I saw a lot of it kind of continuing today, justifications and reasons why, and I feel the way that I feel, and I'm allowed to feel that way, which is true. I don't think that anybody would dispute that. Well, maybe they would. I don't know. I mean, you could make a case for it, I guess. But yeah, there was just, I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about, pro-choice, pro-life. My opinion on that kind of stuff is not important, nor do I make it a point of interest for you, because it's not something that I want, that I don't put that much stock into how I feel about things that I can't experience. That's just me. You can experience it. You can experience it as a guy, from just the outside. You can be a part of it or whatever it is. And, but it wasn't about that. It really wasn't about that. And so for those of you that didn't know, there was a, on Daisy's channel, she had a panel guest that she has on there a lot. And that panel guest was lambasted about a decision that she made nearly 50 years ago, maybe more. And Eric, it's not worth an audio replay because it's filthy and it was wrong. And I mean, I'm sure I could, I don't know. It's been taken down. Rightfully so. But somebody asked me, they said, what's the show going to be about? And I said, it's going to be about Trump, Biden, pro-life, pro-choice, all all the good stuff. But I found it shocking. What it was a lady made a decision many years ago, and that was used against her and told her that she was a sinner because she stood by her decision, said she'd do it again, and she was told over and over and over that she was a sinner, a murderer, and that God was going to judge her, and that, if you don't repent from your ways, you're going to hell. The fun stuff, the Merry Christmas stuff, everything that you could think of, and as this lady stood her ground, she stood her ground and defended her position, which she had every right to do. Daisy doubled down, and I don't know. I don't know. I didn't understand the point of it. At one point, this lady starts crying. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what the reasoning was for it. All I know is that the lady was a victim of a crime. She made a decision that was tough for anybody. Decisions that people don't want to make, no matter how I feel about it. Because I don't have an opinion on the law when it comes to that, or the moral standing. I don't have an opinion on it. I mean, I guess I do, but I'm not going to tell you. It doesn't matter what I think. It's not for me. There are opinions that I have that sometimes I don't talk about. I think that that's probably a pretty healthy thing. I can have an opinion about something and I don't, but my opinion isn't going to matter. My opinion didn't matter at all. All I know is that it was wrong. And when I say that it was wrong, I mean the judging, the shaming. And for some reason, the person casting these aspersions on someone they weren't picking up what people were laying down. And I know that we want to cuss and fight and call each other names. And I went back and forth with her on her message board a little bit. I antagonized her a little by, saying that she was being controlled by the devil. Shame on you, Josh. You shouldn't have done that, but you did it. Because I just felt, I was just like, this is so nuts and out of control. And, yeah, we got into it just a little bit, but yeah, I was absolutely, I was like, but it was the doubling, tripling down. It's my life. Okay. Nobody, does anybody dispute that people can have their opinion, even if it's a terrible one? Because, not all opinions are good opinions. Let's be honest. Okay. Everybody can have an opinion, but that doesn't mean that they're good opinions. Everybody can have an opinion, but that doesn't mean that it's logical, that it makes sense. And I don't it didn't, it doesn't make sense. If what was said didn't make, first of all, it didn't make sense. Second of all, it was cruel. And third of all, where does that kind of anger come from? Religion, when you get into these religious debates with people, and I've talked to some really, really educated religious people before, and I can't keep up with the things that they're talking about. I'm not a theologian. I've read the Bible a few times, King James version, and it's there's a lot of parables. There's a lot of there's just a lot of room for interpretation. That's true. I mean, that's what I think. What I mean by that is, you can get several meanings out of one story. And that it's kind of like the Constitution. The Constitution it's pretty straightforward, but there's a reason why there are constitutional lawyers, because the Constitution can be argued, and it is argued, and it's debated. It's like when Abraham Lincoln, because of the Civil War, expanded the executive branch of the government, he interpreted that he had this power to do these things. And the way that people were to decide if he did was if he got reelected, and he got reelected. So that's how they decide. And it's people debate the Bible, people discuss the Bible, people disagree about things about the Bible. But fundamentally, I think that we can all agree that treating people with respect is something that the Bible, or all Bibles, or mankind in general, that would probably be one of those non-negotiable things, that you're going to treat people with respect, that you're going to talk to people respectfully. I would think that is a non-negotiable part of not just being a good so-called Christian, but being a so-called good person. I think that there's a difference, but I think that it all kind of wraps into one little tortilla shell. Okay? I know. Tortilla, Josh, Mexican, fat boy. But listen, there are non-negotiable traits of Christians and good people, because not everybody believes. There's a lot of agnostic people, and I understand agnostic. I understand not having the faith that you think you should have. And if I heard that lunatic rant, it would push me to the other side if I was wavering in my head. You're not going to bring people around to your side by trying to scare them, humiliate them, and tell them what a bad person they are for decisions that they made when they were younger, or decisions that they made ever. You're not going to scare that person. And they're going to be happy about it. Now, you might get some people to feel that way, But why would you want to do that? What's the point of that? As soon as you say something to the contrary, whataboutism starts. Well, what about when you did this? Or what about when you did that? How about we just focus on the stupid shit that you just said first? Let's deal with the clear and present danger that I believe is hate speech. Now, I am not one of those sensitive people who take things the wrong way. I think jokes are jokes. I think that even harsh jokes are jokes. I think that jokes are okay. Even the ones that go too far. What I do not think is okay is looking your damn nose down at somebody who's supposed to be your friend and treating them like a pile of dog shit. Excuse my language, but I use it for effect. Now, I'm going to give more respect to the situation than it probably deserves. And, whatever. But I was genuinely shocked by it. I've been raised around Christians, people who are professing to be Christians my entire life. I've seen it. I've seen the hypocrisy. I have seen people run people away. I have seen them make it all about them. I've seen it a million different times in a million different ways. And that was the worst case of it than I had ever seen. Now, I'm not a clinician, I'm not a mental health expert, but it's teetering on crazy. And I'm not making an excuse because I don't think it's all the way crazy. I think that there's cognitive thought there, but there's really no filter. And I don't think, maybe I could be wrong here, but maybe all the pistons aren't firing. Because it didn't stop there, but then it turned into a homophobic thing. It turned into I didn't hear the interracial stuff, but people said that happened, and I don't doubt that it did happen ever. And as somebody that has or that is biracial, and no, that's not any indication of my homosexuality. I have biracial kids. My first marriage was interracial, and I never thought I never thought that it was an issue. And mostly it's not, I think. But every now and then there are I call them Bible thumping um, fear mongers. I used to watch these preachers and they call them fire and brimstone. It's a Southern thing. Fire and brimstone preachers. If you don't repent for your sins, you will face eternal damnation. You know, that kind of preaching. While I think it's an effective, I don't know what intermarital is. She said, okay, well, but I don't. Oh, look, Marlene, I'll bring that up here in a second. Look, that I'm just talking about how I feel. Look, if somebody wants to, feel free, you know. But you have this. You have this whole, how dare you question my relationship with God. But that's the thing. It's your relationship with God. It wasn't Miss Sherry's relationship with God. Her relationship could be different. They could, you know, her and her God, if it's the same God, it might have a different understanding. Maybe they've worked it out on their own. I don't know if there's any prophets left in the world, but you're sure not one, nor am I. And far be it for me or anybody else to harass and degrade somebody for their religious beliefs. But it's not even just that. Is there ads? I never have ads on during. I thought I made that happen. Hold on. Sorry. All right. Well, I just turned off anything ad related. Sorry. I try not to have ads on during the show. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes YouTube will put them in there anyway. So, anyway, I turned it off. I think. Let me just make sure. All right. Hopefully. All right. So anyway, and I'm sure that she'll get upset about this. She was already upset that I was talking about it on Justin. I don't care. I really don't care if she's upset about it. I'm upset about what she said. And usually I don't give one damn what she says. But for some reason, this caught fire. I know a lady, an elderly lady, who had an abortion very young in life. And she told me that after she did it, and it wasn't under the circumstances that were described, it was much different, but still, she told me that for the longest time that she was not able to even hold a baby because of the guilt that she had, which obviously I didn't understand because I've never been there. And it wasn't that I didn't care. I do care. I cared. I just didn't understand, especially at the time. I understand more now, but that was some years back. And she said it took her years to forgive herself, and that she didn't know that she had hoped that God was going to forgive her. And I didn't know what to say to her. I had no clue. I had no clue what to say. I know that the person that was talking to me about it was very, very hurt. And it was so long ago. And it was like it was interesting, to say the least, to hear her point of view about that. It was a very kind of I wouldn't say it was shocking, but it was heartbreaking for sure. It was just flat out was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if yeah, thank you. I mean, it was it was shocking to hear. It was shocking. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know their relationship. I don't know any of that. Yeah, Lori P. I got to tell you, Lori. Just because they had made up, just because they've apologized to each other, which I find asinine, that doesn't unring the bell, and that doesn't unring what was said. And what was said was wrong. And Lori P., I'm going to ask you directly if you'd answer just yes or no. Do you think that what she said was wrong? Yes or no? No filibuster. Was it wrong? And I'll wait because I am curious. Okay. So Lori doesn't think what Daisy said was wrong. Well, I just don't know. No. I'm asking you your beliefs. I'm not asking you Daisy's. Don't circumvent and I'm asking you directly. Do you agree with what she did? Yes or no? That's the question. Since you want to come in here and you want to defend her, let me ask you that question. I'm genuinely curious. Not according to her beliefs, according to yours, how you feel about it. You thought that was right, yes or no? That's the question. And be careful because Daisy's watching. She'll hear about this. If you choose not to answer, I'll understand and I'll respect it. If you don't want to answer it, I'll drop it. But just to let you know that, like in a deposition, when you plead the fifth, I'm still going to get some sort of answer out of that. It was wrong. That's what I thought. Now, Lori, if you were to ask me, hey, Josh, how do you feel about it? Was it wrong? Yes or no? I would say, yes, it was. And that's my opinion. And I'm going to stick with that one. Because I just didn't think that. I mean, if you're saying according to somebody's beliefs, look, Hitler had beliefs and things weren't wrong for him and his beliefs, yet they were absolutely unequivocally wrong. Now, do I think that that's an extreme example? Yes, I do. I certainly think that that's extreme, but it's not wrong according to her beliefs. It's wrong in general. I don't care if they've made up. I don't care if they continue being friends. I don't care if Miss Sherry forgives her. Yeah, I hope she does. I hope that she doesn't carry any hate in her heart for what happened to her. But if she does, I would understand. I understand if she would, just like I'd understand if any of you would. Well, I don't want her to answer. I mean, she knew the question, and she's made several comments since then. Well, I mean, I asked you a direct question. If you don't want to answer it, then don't answer it. But it's a yes or a no. And I think if you want peace, you should try listening to peaceful people and not hateful people. That was hateful. That was wrong. It was disgusting. It was cruel. It was self-serving. It was arrogant. It was egotistical. It was mental. And it was downright wrong. It was wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Now, I've done wrong things. I certainly have. I'm not claiming to be perfect. I know that's something that people would want to, oh, Josh thinks he's fair. I don't. I certainly don't. Just think it was wrong. Yeah. And Tammy kind of nails it on the head here. What she did was horrible. She hurt everyone that heard what she said. It hurt watching her hurt Sherry. Sherry was hurt. There's no question about it. There's no question about that Sherry was upset and that Sherry was hurt. You know, I don't think, God, I mean, Tiger Dog. Is that what we are? Tiger Dog? Tiger Dog says, I think it's all a big game of clicks and views. It was the most hurtful, triggering thing that I've ever seen. It was absolutely wrong. You know what? If it was a big game to get attention and to kind of garner some traffic or whatever it is that you want to do, I might even be able to be like, okay, well, that sort of makes it doesn't make sense and it doesn't make it okay. Unless Sherry was in on it, and I do not believe by her reactions at all that she had anything to do with that she was blindsided by it. And if Daisy had that pre-planned, that's diabolical. But I believe those are truly her beliefs. I don't think that there was anything scripted about it. I think that she thinks what she's saying is true. But the problem is, if you go by the things that she's saying, every one of us is going to hell. Every last one of us. All of us. According to that logic. According to that logic. No, I didn't. Let me see here. Is it worth looking? I don't know. She posted some stuff about me, and I don't care about any of that. I swear it's. I don't know what her post said. I didn't look. I'm going to hell in a bobsled fast. I don't think so. I mean, I think that. This is just my interpretation of it. And by the way, I could be wrong, but I believe that. I believe in love and mercy and grace and forgiveness, and I certainly hope so, because if not, I'm screwed in a big, big way. So I have to cling on to that hope. I have to cling on to the hope that when we leave this life and we go into the next, whatever awaits us is grace, mercy, love, forgiveness. Now, trying to be a good person. I wouldn't think that everybody goes to the same place, because I just don't think that that's how it works. I don't think Saddam, if there is a heaven, should go there. But once again, not my decision. Bin Laden, don't care for the guy much at all. Wouldn't have a problem if he ended up there. People who hurt children, they can go. They can bounce too. Get on out of here. I think that we are going to eventually know. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about everything. Good or bad has no religion or race. Nosh, WTF, man, came to wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. What's stopping you? I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you too. We have a God who forgives, and that's all that matters, not her judging. She's not the only person like this, but, you know. I love you too, Granny. Appreciate that. And very Merry Christmas. May it be the best one yet. May it be the best one yet. And I think it will be. We're here for another one. That's important. You know, the alternative isn't so great, but you know, I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to tell you how you should live your life, and I'm not here to tell you what religion to. That's not my purpose. Now, I know that there are people that think that it's their purpose, but you know, there's a way of going about it. Scaring people, demeaning people. None of that's okay. That's not okay. I see Lori's not here. I think Lori left. Lori P. Where'd you go, Lori? Not reading the room, I guess. And by the way, she did answer the question, and she said that she was clarifying it for somebody else. I don't believe that either. I believe that her answer was no, and then tried to walk it back by saying, according to her beliefs. There you go. I had to add the P because I know we got a Lori in here, folks. Yeah, look, I mean, like I said, a lot of people are like this agnostic. And I understand agnostic. I understand struggling with faith. Nobody struggles with faith more than I do. But to me, it's not worth giving up on faith. Does that make sense? It would be easier to say, I don't know, and be done with that. Because I don't understand I can't comprehend some of these things, these ideas. I don't have all the answers. And they don't get all the answers aren't in the Bible either, because the Bible's, once again, basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what the people used to say all the time. And I always thought that that was pretty decent, because even if you just have, even if you're not a Christian, but you know, say the 10 Commandments, the 10 Commandments really just applies in general to everybody, doesn't it? Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet. I don't know. That's 3. Something like that. There's a lot of them. Well, I say a lot. There's 10. It's not that many, but it's a good outline for life. Believe it or not, that the United States was founded on Christian beliefs, but freedom of religion. That even if you didn't agree with somebody, you could live amongst them and coexist and still have respect for each other. That has always been and will always be the basis of the foundation of the United States of America. Don't argue with me about it. Talk to the settlers. It was the Constitution before there was a Constitution. I may not agree with your religious beliefs, but by God, you can be my neighbor. I may not agree with your religious practices the day that you go to church, but you and I can sit next to each other in a peaceful way. Freedom of religion, freedom of belief, freedom to not practice religion, freedom to just live and be a human. What's wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to degrade. It's not okay to demean, and it's not okay to humiliate. Those are non-negotiable facts for being a good person. You want to be a Christian? Be a Christian. You believe in Jesus? Believe in Jesus. You want to believe in Allah? Believe in Allah. But you should still treat people with the same respect. The same respect that you would want to be treated with, and the same grace that you'd want to be treated with. When people forgive, the world is a better place. When people are understanding, the world's a better place. When people show compassion, the world is a better place. A much better place. A place where we don't judge, but we encourage. Eric says, Merry Christmas. History class with Josh is in session. Love you all. Thank you. Barbie's 2 bits. What's going on? Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Gail, thank you very much for your super chat. It's very kind. You guys are all very, very kind. Thank you. I hate to be divisive, but I don't think that this is. I don't think that there's much in the way of wiggle room, if you will. Celeste is very generous. All of you guys. Merry Christmas, Josh. Thank you for being the person that you are, Celeste. I appreciate that very much, and I thank you for being here and always being here and being a fantastic mod. And I love you guys too. You know, I said at the beginning that my opinion doesn't matter. And this is true. Yes, religion is the leading cause of death among humans. I believe it is. Thank you, Gwen. I told you I wasn't going to give you but I will. Actually, why not? If we're going to live life, let's live it, okay? One thing that I do say is that when you do have an opinion, stand by it. Don't delete it. Well, let me tell you my opinion on that certain situation. While I am no fan of the act, I don't know anybody that is. But I also get sick and tired of people saying, well, you can just put a kid up for adoption. You can put a kid up for adoption. And when people say that, my first thought goes, what a beautiful human being that is. And that person absolutely must have like 10 adopted children, 20 adopted children, to have that strong of a reaction to somebody that had to make a decision that nobody is happy about. Now, if there's somebody's coming out of there going, yay, and doing cartwheels, disgusting. That's not what's going on. That's not what's going on. I've known people that have had to do things that they weren't proud of. But that's between them and their God. Because that person might not even pray to the same God. Oh, I mean, I can't even imagine what she went through her whole life to this day. She's talking about it to this day. She's bringing it up to people to this day. Well, if she did, I don't agree with that. I think that there's probably a way to go about it. That wasn't the way. I don't know if she did or not. She may have. I'm not saying that people don't do things. I don't, it's her God-given right, I guess, but I think I might remember something like that, but I don't know. I don't want to give that creator any recognition here. The creator seems and sounded like possessed by the devil. It was awful and rather scary. It was something to behold. And forgive me not gifted 5 Lab After Dark memberships. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much for being here. But it's a terrible thing to I've lost a child before, like a lot of people. And ever since that, I have thought about it. And it sucks to think about the what ifs and all of those things, you know. It's rough. It's rough. Yep, a lot of people do between miscarriages and yeah. Now I know that it's not technically the same thing. I'm not saying that it is. Shay says I had no choice. I was 14. Others made my decision. It's kind of a common thing, especially back then. Yeah. Yep, it sucks, man. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. But I believe, and this is just me, that we are forgiven by whoever's in charge. I would hope. And we're created, obviously, not perfect. That's okay. Yeah. Devastating stuff. So, while I'm no fan, obviously, I don't know many people that are. Now, there are, women that march for it, and God bless them. They're allowed to have their opinions and feel how they want about it. Express those opinions and disagree with others. There's a way to do things, and there's a way not to, and that was a way not to do it. Flat out. It was wrong, it was hurtful, and it upset a lot of people. And just because you believe it doesn't make it true. You guys have a great night. Merry Christmas. I may come on tomorrow and do a little 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Well, I think I might do something later. I appreciate everybody being here. Merry Christmas. I will do a show tomorrow so we can wash the taste of this right out. I'm not gonna let this settle in for tomorrow and carry us through Christmas. It's just not gonna happen, or Kwanzaa, or whatever it is. I'm not gonna do it. I refuse. Hit me with it one more time, Pay Dog. Yeah, there we go. Harris, hold on. Told you I was here the whole time, right here. We're going to do something fun tomorrow. Promise. Forget me not. That was very kind of you as well. All you guys, thank you. Thank you just for being here. Good night.